ball on the tee. We're set for football. And off we go on EA Sports. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And this is, and he's into the end zone. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Overstreet. And he is going to lose yardage here. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Back at his own 49.
Back to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And he comes back with one complete. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
It's a gain of 10.
Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. The man who played his college ball in Tallahassee, here's Cam Akers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
First down.
Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has a 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers. If the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a play action now for Rodgers. He completes it to Olave. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
That's another safe.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. 2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Brandon Cooks, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's 2nd in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Well, look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught by Rivers. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's good for a first down. 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw again. Escapes the sack. That is caught. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
At the 17-yard line.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
On 1st down, Overstreet. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
2nd and 9 now. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. 15 yards. And his guy guys are able to make this a close game again.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. That time, a 9-play drive. And was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get started up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
First down. A gain of 15.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. 2 yards the gain on the keeper at second down.
He is tackled at the 46-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. To throw, it's Rodgers. They'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third.
It's now 3rd and 8.
Little short pass here to Hill. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Well, the home team's offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's very much alive in the race for most receiving yards by a wideout this year. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL at this point in the season. And he stopped immediately there. Here's 2nd and 10.
Demario Davis on the tackle. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 1-yard line.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he's going to be taken down right at the line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Now this time he'll look to throw. They've got his man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 36 yards on the play.
At the 48-yard line.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game. And they hit that one there for big yardage.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Mario Davis.
2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. second and 10. At the 48-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Overstreet. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
49-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up third down.
Out of the gun now on third down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Yeah, there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Brings up second and 10 at the 2-yard line.
They give up the middle to Akers. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now a second and 10.
Second and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll go again here with Akers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
15 yards.
53 yards now on the ground at just 7 carries.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On the counter, this is Akers. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And that's complete to Cooks. That'll give him 8 that time. And third and 8 now.
A gain of 8 yards. And it's
Throwing is Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. This is taken at the 23. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying.
And touchdown! A great effort there. 72 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown.
I think if you pulled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Rodgers now to throw. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
A gain of 14. First down, Saints.
There's Cooks in motion right. From the gun, it's Rodgers. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6. Now Rodgers.
At the 46-yard line.
He gets it to Cooks. And he's got this down to the 35. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
And the Saints, first down.
A give running right is Akers. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Now second and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
Now Rodgers. Now he's going to step up and run. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. 61 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. To throw is Rodgers. He'll try to pick it up himself. Rodgers sliding to a stop with a first down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Well, a tough throw there across his body. It's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Here's Groupie for the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. This offense back to work now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Just need a yard here. Second and 1.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. Over the middle, it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 43. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Kool-Aid McKinstry there defensively.
Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. So halftime straight ahead, and that means we go to Scott Hanson. It is our EA Sports halftime report. Scott, take it away.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Hope you're all having a very happy holiday season as we run through these final few games of the calendar year 2025. Here are the highlights. Our tour around the NFL starts now at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. The Bengals at home to take on the Arizona Cardinals. And it's the All-Pro from a season ago, Ja'Marr Chase. It's fired deep downfield. He's right there to secure it. 80 yards on the catch and run for the touchdown. From there, we go to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Let's check in on the Chargers as they host the Houston Texans. And here is Nick Chubb. He's looking for an opening, gonna find it, a 17-yard touchdown on the ground. The Texans win their 4th straight as they get the victory here. Lastly, we go up to Lambeau Field. It's the Packers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. And this is Jaden Reed. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Packers find a way to pull this one out as they escape with the narrow win. With that, we'll show you the playoff picture in the NFC. Still lots to be decided as we speed towards a conclusion next week. Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Stop my
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 20. First down, New Orleans.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
He's across midfield.
2nd and 6.
Gain of 4.
Now it's Rodgers.
Second and 6.
Got a man and he hits him in stride. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
On the sneak, Rodgers. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for the Saints. First down. 1st and 10 at the 42.
Now this time Rodgers will throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Saints, first down.
How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Kamara up the middle. And he's able to get it to 20-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Saints first down.
Rodgers going to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Groupie for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. A 10-play drive that time. And it's polished off through the air with a touchdown to Alvin Kamara. Oh, good return up past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
At the 42-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Out of bounds at his own 49-yard line.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Now a play fake here on 1st down. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
32-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Overstreet. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The play over before it really got started thanks to Pete Werner. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd.
They're going to lift to throw. He'll try and do this himself. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. 27 yards. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the 1st half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
21.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
It's a pickup with 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
A give. This is Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Rodgers. Into the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for the Saints. First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson.
Complete to Jawan Johnson. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the fourth. Rodgers again now. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
20-yard line.
This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession. From the 25, here's a 2nd down and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Now a handoff up the middle. Overstreet. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
On the tackle. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And on now is the punter as he's on here to punt it away. Nice little juke. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he can't escape, and down he goes. There'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
We need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now he'll tuck this and run. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And the defense says they have it. They do. One play into the ball game, an early turnover.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field. And they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At their 48-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
36-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
Now they're going to bring in some extra bulk here for 3rd and a yard. Rodgers with a keeper. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. This is taken at about the 14. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Up the middle they go. Overstreet. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A good gain of 12 yards that time.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
At the 41-yard line.
Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Right back to him on 1st down. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Back to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 29-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
He's back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
Out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the big guy.
Now a handoff up the middle. Overstreet. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. They'll look to throw. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if they look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? What does he want to pick up? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
The Saints, 1st down.
To throw is Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. Now Rodgers. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. For this crowd, into it now. 3rd and 2.
A gain of 11. It's now
Back to throw, Rodgers. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2. Here we go with Kamara. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game-tied fourth quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
And it didn't work out, and again, tie game fourth quarter makes this a little bit more interesting. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. He missed his only attempt earlier. This time he's going for the win. And it's good. He got it. He missed his lone attempt earlier, but he connects when it matters most. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out in the end. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for the home team here, they moved to 9-7 on the year with one game remaining. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.